Hi Chris here and welcome to another camera comparison. This time it is the Mi 10 with its 20 megapixel front facing camera, f2.0 aperture, up against the Huawei P30 Pro with an f2.0 aperture as well and a 32 megapixel front facing camera. Now you can see the difference with the front facing camera right now. I'm swapping between the audio 2 as well here, that the Huawei has a bit of a crop to it more because it has electronic image stabilization, something the Xiaomi lacks. So you see if I start walking now, the Xiaomi is going to be all over the place, shaking around. Now there will be a little bit of wind noise here. This is real world test, so normally when you're on the coast, you're going to be a bit of wind coming through. And you see, audio quality, I think Xiaomi has done an excellent job. They have finally listened, fixed the problem with their microphones and audio bitrate and improved it a lot. And I think it is very close here. I think really good quality we're getting on the Xiaomi in terms of audio. Like listen to the waves in the background. So in this particular comparison, I will be swapping between the front cameras and the rear and the audio sources, and we'll take a look and see which one of these is the best. Rear camera now, this is in 4K, this is 30 Hertz, and I'm going to walk down these steps here just to show you that I believe that the Xiaomi has the best stabilization here. And this is also a good test of wind noise, which one's going to pick up the most wind noise here, because along the coast it always seems to be windy. You see that stabilization with the Xiaomi to me is excellent, so this is where it definitely wins out here, the Xiaomi, and possibly on the audio quality, but both of them picking up a lot of wind noise too. As you see, as I pan around, the Huawei exhibits quite a bit of stutter when you pan. It's also happening with the Xiaomi too when I move along. And I'm just going to do a brisk walk now along here and we'll check that stabilization again. Again, the Xiaomi very good here. Now ultra wide video. With the ultra wide video, the Huawei does seem a little bit steadier, but still I'm going to have to give the stabilization win here to the Mi 10. It just seems superior. Both of them have a similar wide angled lens, so capturing about the same in the shot you can see. And still a little bit of that stuttering when you pan around. It's not perfectly smooth, even though the Xiaomi's doing 30 frames per second. So low light with the front facing camera is the stability of the Xiaomi is terrible because it lacks electronic image stabilization, whereas it's a lot stable, more stable on the Huawei, but the quality degrades because of the electronic image stabilization. I feel that here in low light video that, well, audio quality is about the same, perhaps the Xiaomi's a little bit better, perhaps the Huawei, it's all personal preference here. For video, I do believe here in low light with a front facing camera, the Huawei loses. Low light with the rear cameras now, so this is 4K, 30 frames per second. Both of them are struggling, and you can see every time I step when I'm walking, there is some noticeable jarring in the video. A little bit worse actually on the Huawei with the older sensor. The Xiaomi, of course, has the latest generation, 108 megapixels, so perhaps this isn't fair, but it's still good to see the difference between both of these and just how they perform. Focus on both seems to be okay here, and when you pan around you do get some stutter with both of these. Okay guys, so that's the camera comparison. So which one do you think? Let me know in the comments, is the best there. I'm going to have to give the video win for rear camera, definitely to the Xiaomi. Audio quality, both are pretty good, but I think the Xiaomi is actually a little bit better here, which really does surprise, because normally it is always the other way around. In terms of video stabilization, yes, rear camera definitely better. Now, when you have a look at the color with some of the photos, I think the Xiaomi gets it a little bit off sometimes, especially with the front-facing video. When I was in the shadow there, it tended to have quite a blue tint to it. So I think in terms of being more realistic colors, they come through a little bit better, I believe, on the P30 Pro. And detail with daylight photos, both of them capture quite a bit of detail, but I can see the edge. I'm going to have to give that one to the Xiaomi with the 108 megapixel resolution. Does definitely help out when you have that pixel bin to 27 megapixels, which is the default shot, versus the 10 megapixels. You do capture, I feel, more details there. Now low light, it was close with some of the shots, but I'm going to have to give the win in low light still to the P30 Pro, because it captures more detail with the shadows. When you have a look in the shadows, there is definitely a few more details coming through. You can see actually more than what has been captured with, of course, the Mi 10. So thank you so much for watching this camera comparison. I will have more up and coming in the channel, so do subscribe for more. Bye for now.